Good morning. Welcome into the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier. We're live, local, ready to get things rolling this morning. Dealing with a little technical difficulty, but we are up and at 'em. I apologize for that delay, but I'm on the road today, and of course, sometimes internet goes down. But I have my own Wi-Fi, and it still did not. Uh, it dropped me right as I got ready to come on live. So we are connected here in the hotel here, and I'm excited about another day. It's a wild card Wednesday. We're ready to get things rolling right here on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9, 12:30 a.m. WTBC. When we add those guys back in, we'll bring them in. But until then, we will have a great day, a great show. Got some great topics lined up for you today, inviting you to jump in on the conversation as we move along this morning. Don't forget that you can always get in on the conversation if you join us via the live stream. We got the Maniacs getting logged in over there right now. I'll bring them into the program here in just a moment. Topics for today, kind of all over the place. I want to talk about this O line. Um, is what Grubb and DeBoer's doing, along with Coach Cap, what they're doing with the O line, is that going to become a trend? I know that we've asked about Jayden Roberts playing time because we're so used to only seeing 5, 6 offensive linemen play. We're not used to seeing, guys, even if they're good enough, we're not used to seeing them in the rotation. Is this going to be a trend that coaches will pick up? Are they trendsetters, I guess, when it comes to O line play, O line substitution, especially when you start thinking about trying to build depth? Because there's a couple positions when you think about the transfer portal that's going to get hit, and that is, to me, that is the when you look at the quarterback position and you look at the O line position. To me, those two positions are the ones that have been hit or impacted the most when you look at the transfer portal. And so, have they taken the lead there? Other things we're going to talk about today: Missouri road game. Run game. The Missouri run game. We're going to talk about Todd's leadership. How good has Cuevas been? Are there any unsung heroes as far as Alabama goes? Are there any guys that we're not talking about that's playing well that we just kind of overlooking how well they play? There was a sighting of a player that I'm really big on. Had not heard much of him, but he there was a sighting of him in. He made a couple big plays in the Vanderbilt game. And if that picks up and continues, this Alabama football team is going to be really, really tough as they continue to move down the street. So we will continue to talk about those things. Now, if you're one of the maniacs and you have something you want to jump in on the conversation and add to the conversation, go ahead and do so. You can do that by just adding it in the live stream. Good morning to the Maniacs, Bam Bam 72. Hope everything is going well. Good morning, Roll Tide, Tim Richardson. Good morning, Blind Squirrel Sport. Good morning, sir. Rodriguez Carlisle. Good morning, Crimson Tide. He's in to the fam. Samuel Pittner. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning. Chuck Hunt checking in from Louisiana. Miss Pittner, Miss Teresa Pittner jumping in there. Also, Rusty Dent Garage. Good morning to you, Hollywood the Barber. Good morning to you as well. We'll keep everything rolling right here. And as Bam Bam said this morning, now that's commitment, taking the show on the road. LOL. Love it, man. You only get to do this 5 days a week. I only get 1 hour a day. So when I can, I try to take it on the road. And everything works out. I always carry Wi-Fi and additional setups in case things don't work out. And this morning, I'm glad I had that with me. So uh, glad to have you all, as I said, with me. Uh, Oh, so let's talk about a couple things, and before we get started, reminding you that this is the day that the Lord has made. Let's rejoice and be glad in it. Take some time to notice someone, love someone, serve someone, be the difference you want to see in the world today. I asked a question about unsung heroes. I see Hollywood the Barber has thrown out someone. So if you have an unsung hero, somebody you want to shout out on this Bama football team, man, put that in the chat, and we'll work that into the conversation. So just let me know. Let me hear from you. um, yes. Hollywood the Barber saying Brooks is a lethal comp. He is. Now, and speaking of Brooks, I want to kind of tie that conversation to the O line conversation. Think about the O line conversation. Right now, Alabama has played nine offensive linemen. Hey guys, of course, technical difficulties, and I apologize. We're going to go get the break, see if we can get that fixed during the break. We'll be back in just a moment. All right. Good morning, guys. Welcome back in. We'll see if they're able to jump back in from the other side. But I apologize. It froze up a little bit. So I just went ahead and went to break. It was at that break time. We're coming back out of break right now, and we're powered by Box Eye Care. This is the Martin Houston Show. Martin and Xavier. I'm manning the ship alone this morning on the road. Glad to have you with us. We'll make it through this day. It's been a very frustrating morning for me already. But hey, listen, it's sort of like Alabama getting hit in the mouth by Vanderbilt. Are we going to let it stop us? Or are we going to figure out how to make this thing work multiple times? We'll do it this morning. We welcome in those of you who have joined us on Tide 100.9. We apologize for that delay there, but we are broadcasting remotely this morning. So thank you so much for jumping in on that with us. I want to once again encourage those of you who've been listening over on the live stream over on facebook.com/Martin Houston Show. We're asking for unsung heroes. Who are some of your unsung heroes that you want to highlight today? Give a player a shout out if you feel so entitled to do so, obliged to do so. Please send that, and we'll talk about that particular player. A couple guys that we may not have shouted out. One of those may be Cuevas, right? Is Cuevas one of those guys that we've talked about him, but have we given him his due props for this season? I know we've talked a lot about Ty. We can talk about Ty's leadership and what he's bringing to the table. Has Ty taken leadership at the QB position to the next level? When was the last time we had a quarterback that you felt like had this type of command of the offense, but also this type of command of the team, offensively and defensively? Has it been a while, or was it, was it last year? I definitely think Ty has taken that to the next level. I also briefly mentioned in that first segment, guys, about how there's a certain player who showed up in the Vanderbilt game. I'm not going to call his name yet, but he had been kind of quiet. He burst on the scene last year, did good, and then he what? But then who's the guy that this year he was kind of quiet, but in the Vanderbilt game he burst on the scene. So we're going to talk about that. But I want to circle back to the O-line conversation, and we're looking at the O-line. Looking at the O-line and the way DeBoer and Grubb are playing those guys, it's been amazing to watch them. Along with Coach Cap, I have to make sure I leave Coach Cap in there. They've just been rotating guys in and out, and the chemistry hasn't been lost. As a matter of fact, to me, the second group has played better than the first group. And so when I asked Ryan, I asked you, when are we going to see that second group become the first group? And of course, this is leading to the question, what's, the old game, where's Waldo? That's leading to the big question, where's Jaden Roberts? And I can't explain it. I don't understand it. I thought that when Jam came back and he came back, our running game would take it the next step. Well, Wilkin Formby at guard, Michael Carroll at tackle, William Sanders at left guard has taken our run game to the next level. So a couple things that are happening there, and I don't know if this is why they're doing it, but I think it could be. Look at our O-line right now. There's really nobody in between the upperclassmen and the young guys. Wilkin Formby is like the only guy with any playing time that's not a senior or a freshman, a redshirt freshman. So, and only one that came in this year with playing time. And that is a position, just like quarterback. Typically, the five guys that start are the only ones that's going to get to play. So if you're a five-star and you come into an Alabama program and you don't get on the field and you're one or two, you may be out of here in this transfer portal, just like the quarterback does. Is Alabama doing a couple things? Are they Building depth, number one, without a doubt. I think that's what Samuel uh, Pittner said, that definitely building depth in terms of using those guys, but also the other piece of that is it more than building depth? Is it also keeping guys engaged and keeping them from hopping into the portal, keeping other guys, other coaches from contacting them and saying, hey, you can come here and play right off. Well, I'm playing Alabama. I'm just not starting. This doesn't seem like that big a deal. We don't think anything of Brooks playing or a freshman coming in and playing with the wide receiver core. We don't see anything. Who was the number 4 guy at the start of the season in the wide receiver room? That was Rico Scott. Rico Scott was the starter. He was the first 4 rotation. Well, we don't think it's strange to see Brooks now getting his reps, but we see it strange in the offensive line room when a younger guy is better and he starts taking reps away from an older guy. We don't think about that on other positions. So I think this coaching staff is just creating an environment of competition, of depth, but also a pre-portal exit. So kudos to those guys, Coach DeBoer, Coach Grubb, and Coach Cap for what they're doing. Let's see what the listening audience is having to say about it. A lot of college football nation. Oh no, no, wrong one. Looks like they're trying to find the most athletic guys to play on the line. Well, I mean, I think Jaden Roberts is a really athletic guy and extremely strong, benching 900 pounds. So I do think athletic play from their offensive line is important. I do think that's why you see a William Sanders in there because he gives this team more options at guard. You wouldn't think that Wilkin Formby at guard would be a more athletic move, Tim, but it could be. He's 6'7" and a half, 6'8", not that much smaller than Caden Proctor, not quite the athlete of Caden Proctor. And then, of course, Michael Carroll is a very athletic, right tackle, and probably could play left tackle. I wouldn't be surprised if that move happens next year. But when you look at this, they're creating a lot of depth, like I said. But they're also they're not creating a lot of depth at the expense of the team. I've seen teams try to do this, and it costs them. But Wilkin Formby yesterday said, "No one. This is huge." He says, "No one in the room is poor me, poor mouthing, poor me, or anything like that. That they're all still engaged." And I'm assuming that still means that Jaden Roberts is still engaged as well. Rusty Dent on the O line said, "I think keeping all the O line involved will keep them at Bama." 100%, Rusty Dent. That's what I think is happening there, and it's exciting to see. I think you're going to see this type of trend more and more, where multiple guys, not just one unit, is playing. There's a couple different combinations of guys. I don't know why it's never happened, but it hasn't. But our coaching staff has figured out a way to do it and get better and push the team to be better. Tim Richardson says Sanders and Carroll are athletic and very aggressive with their play. Do you all remember what our first round draft pick said? Our guard that left Alabama last year, who did he say in the offseason when they asked him about at the combine? I think it was combine or draft. I can't remember which one. He said, "Look out for Sanders." He said he will play. Well, he didn't miss that one. He nailed it. And Sanders has been playing really, really good football, especially over the last couple of weeks. Bam72 says, "Yeah, I would admit that I didn't think the rotating O-line would work, but it seems to be working out just fine." Everybody has always assumed that you couldn't do it, and so no one's tried it, but this team seems to be doing it. And I thought it was just about depth. But the other part that Grubb added to the conversation is that when you rotate these type of when you're able to rotate linemen like this, the defensive team is rotating defensive linemen, and at the end of the game, Alabama will have a fresh set of linemen. Whichever combination they decide to go with, those guys have played. Alabama's offense has played 75, 80 plays, but the linemen themselves have played somewhere between 35 and 55 in an 80-game scenario. So it seems to be working out great. It seems to be bringing a lot of things. A couple other comments that I'm going to throw in here regarding the O-line. Samuel Pittner said, I think with the offensive line, we're used to typically seeing the same group, but I like the rotation. I like what I'm seeing out of our offensive line. Let me see. I think that's Tim Richardson also saying, agreed, making depth is important as the season goes along. Now, Justin Gore said, did I say he benched 900 pounds? If I said bench, I misspoke. He squatted 900 pounds plus is what they reported talking about Jaden Roberts. But Ballou told us at the beginning of the season how much you do in the weight room has to translate to the field. It normally has for Jaden Roberts. I still don't understand why he's not playing more. But Grubb and it seems to be about competition. It seems to be about he's getting better. I don't know if he assumed he would just walk back in, or if there is, it's possible. I know it seems crazy. It's possible that concussion could linger. He could keep having setbacks. I don't know. But I like Jaden Roberts a lot as a person, as a player. Hope to see him out there some as well. I think it only helps Alabama team if Jaden Roberts gets back to a place where he's contributing. We're going to keep the conversation rolling. We're going to take a break here, and we'll be back on the other side to keep the conversation rolling right here on the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier, powered by Box Eye Care. That's Box Eye Care. Go check them out at boxeyecare.com. They have a great in-house lab. They have the largest inventory in Tuscaloosa, West Alabama. They can serve you. You can find them right there down off of Highway 69 South, close to Lowe's. Go check them out. That's Box Eye Care. New location from the Walmart shopping center, but the same great service, same great team. That's Box Eye Care, powering Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. A very good morning to you on this happy hump day. We're getting off to a little bit of a situation on 2059 westbound at Joe Malisham. Watch out for that disabled vehicle. I don't see any delays whatsoever. And traffic also looking good on 69 at Skyland Boulevard. You only have brief stoplight delays there for the intersection. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, I'm Tammy Thomas.
This report is sponsored by Unbound.org. Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice: continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at Unbound.org.
Got timberland in West Alabama or East Mississippi? North River Timber Company has you covered. Since 2011, Courtney White, a registered forester, along with his expert team, have been managing timberland and harvesting timber across 4 West Alabama counties. They offer comprehensive timber management plans, reforestation services, and appraisals. Courtney White says timber is like money in the bank. Don't let your investment go unrealized. Call North River Timber Company today. Email them at northrivertimberco@gmail.com or call 205-242-5127.
There's nothing worse than when the power goes out. With the help of True South Generators, you won't have to worry about the power going out anymore. Their generator systems can power any size home or business, no matter how large or small. And they handle everything for the installation and service of your generator system within a 50-mile radius of Tuscaloosa. Financing is available with approved credit. True South Generators also sell portable diesel generators. True South Generators, 205-609-2642.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help. If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
Hey, I'm Martin Houston, and I want to tell you about exciting news happening at Box Eye Care. They moved to their new location, bringing you a brand new lab, stylish new frames, and a fresh look just for you. Enjoy their expanded frame inventory, competitive prices, and faster service, all with the same great level of service you've come to know and trust. Discover this full-service eye care at Box Eye Care's new location. With their in-house lab, they offer unbeatable value and one of the largest frame collections in town. Schedule your eye exam today and walk out with new glasses in less than an hour in most cases. Visit boxeyecare.com. That's boxeyecare.com, or call 205-342-0660. That's 205-342-0660. Visit them at 5003 Oscar Baxter Drive. That's Box Eye Care. Your vision, our priority.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
The sky partially sunny today with only a small chance of a shower, the high 84. Tonight fair with the low at 61. Tomorrow partly sunny and cooler, the high 77. And a beautiful day on Friday, the sky sunny, the high 76. I'm James Spann with the Alabama Weather Network on Tide 100.9. It's 70 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Interact with the Martin Houston Show by calling us at 205-342-9904 or tuning into the Martin Houston Show on Facebook.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier, powered by Box Eye Care. We're also able to do what we do because of the good folks over at Dixie Battery Supply. That's DixieBatterySupply.com. They buy junk batteries. They're locally owned and operated, and that is huge. Support those who support your community. That's Dixie Battery Supply, Tuscaloosa, Northport, and Bessemer. Whether you need for the smallest device up to that big vehicle that only All right. Apologize for that. Once again, got disconnected there, but I think we're back again. And so glad that you've chosen to jump out with us this morning. I'm asking you to shout out your favorite player this morning. Who's that favorite player? Who are you? Who you want to highlight that maybe we've overlooked? Maybe we've not given enough street cred to. A couple names jumping in there is Brooks. Rico Scott's name has popped up. Riley's name has popped up. Who would you shout out today? Shout out a player is what we're talking about on this Wednesday. A guy that, he's getting a little love. He's getting a little love, but I don't know if he's getting enough love. And that is Cuevas. And I think Ty Simpson even made a little comparison to Cuevas to some of the NFL tight end guys. I think Cuevas, I didn't read the article yet on Ty making a comparison. I just heard he had made that comparison. I'm hoping he's comparing Cuevas to more of the Ingram type of tight end, not the Gronk type of tight end. I don't know that we have a Gronk yet. I think we got a couple guys that could get into that category. But I love the way Cuevas plays the game. He's not this overpowering blocker, but he's willing to stick his nose in there. But he may have the best hands on the team. When it comes to just purely catching the ball, I know that Ryan Williams may be our most electric player. Jeremy Bernard is our best player on offense. But I think Cuevas may have the best hands. The guy it's like he snatches it out of there. He's made some big plays. So I'm going to shout out Cuevas along with Ty Simpson. Also, Rico Scott. Not Rico Scott, but Brooks. Cameron Pittner saying definitely Brooks, but my favorite player is Jeremy Bernard, Mr. Everything. So he's shouting out Jeremy Bernard today. Kudos to him. And he throws in Horton as well. Horton has definitely stepped it up since the first game, but you can't help but love Jeremy Bernard. I love Jeremy Bernard because of the player he is, and I love him more for the person he is. I love the fact that he drops to that knee and gives honor to his Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, praying before the game and things like that. Love Jeremy Bernard. Tim Richardson shouting out Caleb Edwards at tight end for a true freshman dude, can block and has some really good hands. So had a big catch in the Georgia game. He is only going to get better and better in terms of what happened with him. So I love that. MHS 0407 shouting out Bray Hubbard. Bray Hubbard in this last game really didn't do a lot, but that's not a bad thing. Bray Hubbard, since the Florida State game, has been the man who has done unbelievable. So shout out Bray Hubbard, man. You can't help. You can't mention what this Alabama's defense has done over the last 4 weeks since Florida State without mentioning Bray Hubbard. I want to go back to Elijah Brooks. This guy had come, we heard that he was a speedster and he was going to get some playing time, but he's going to be the next great one. He's shown that he has that it factor. And so he's taken some reps away from the likes of Rico Scott, but Rico Scott hasn't played bad. And someone else asked earlier about had Hale taken a step back, or is he just lost in the depth chart? Alabama lost, I think his name was Bubba Hampton, a receiver. That shows you that there's a lot of depth there, and he saw the writing on the wall and decided to jump ship. I hope Hale, doesn't, jump out and leave in fights, because there's going to be some opportunities next year that he can step into. So I hope he hangs with it. I have not heard that he's had a setback. I just think that the likes of Rico Scott and Brooks getting in there, and you have guys, you have some dogs, like you have to get Jeremy Bernard touches. You have to get Ryan Williams touches. It's just not enough balls to go around. On another team, Elijah Brooks would probably have, over a 5-game thing, he'd probably have 30 catches if he was with another program, but he's not going to have that many because of the players he's playing with. If you got another shout out, shoot it out. Of course, we shout out the O-line. Real quick, Jacob Powell said Brooks reminds him of Waddle. And Blind Squirrel Sports, and I guess Jim Miller will also help with pass protection when necessary. So shout out to Jim Miller. Matthew Christian, Dijon Lee making some plays back there too. So shout out to Dijon Lee. The guy that I want to shout out, Hollywood the Barber also mentioned Dijon Lee in that sense. And I missed Blind Squirrel's first comment. I'll be interested to see how Alabama slows down Missouri edge. We'll talk about that on tomorrow. Missouri's elite edge rusher, Damon Wilson, former Georgia guy. If Ty Simpson plays like he has been, the pass rush might not be a factor because he'll get rid of it. We'll talk about that comment on tomorrow. But there's one guy that if he has finally got his, legs back up under him coming off of an injury last year, this Alabama defense is about to go through the roof. I don't know if we've talked about this a lot, but this defense was supposed to be the carrier of this team. And in that first game, after the first game, we kind of, I think, jumped off the wagon a little bit and got a little concerned with the way they played. But, now I think we're at a position where we can begin to say, okay, I think this defense is ready. Well, who's the guy I'm talking about? I have to give Sab some shout out. I have to give Sab some shout out today. I have to shout him out because, he's been struggling, not struggling. He's been playing decent. Nothing like through the roof. But I think he finally got it. And that's what Jacob Powell said. I'll read Jacob's comment. He said, I think Sab has been playing decent. Got him a pick this week. Been waiting for him to make an impact play, big impact. Well, he actually had 2 big impact plays. The timing of his 2 plays were so big Saturday. They were game-changing. One was the interception in the red zone. Kudos to him. I love Sab as a player. I loved him last year. But I think that injury has slowed him down a little bit. And we hadn't talked about that. But if he comes along and Hubbard keeps playing the way he's playing, and those 2 guys are owning that back half of the defense and able to become run supporters, that's going to be huge. But the other thing that I want to add that Sab did, he had that big sack when he pulled Pavia down on the blitz. And if Hubbard can keep doing what he's doing and Sab adds to the game his ability to sack the quarterback, to get after the quarterback, and still add coverage and run support, good days ahead for this Alabama defense. I think it goes to the next level. I really do. I think that that's the next big step for Alabama's defense. Someone also shouted out, I think Raleigh got a shout out. Have to talk about Raleigh. I mean, we look at Raleigh. Chapman family said Raleigh was his guy that he wanted to shout out. But Jacob Powell also saying Raleigh has been consistent when Miller was pitching. When he was out, guy can catch out of the backfield when his number is called. He's a really, really good player. When Miller was out, Raleigh was the man. And since Miller's been back, Riley still is doing a great job in what he's bringing to the table. And he said, "That's my man. That's my man." MHS 0407 says Drake Kirkpatrick Jr. needs more playing time. I won't disagree with that. I don't know where they play him. I don't know how they get him in. I think you're gonna see Xavier Brown and Damani Jackson. They better lock in this week, because if they don't, we're gonna be asking, why are they not getting more playing time? Those guys have got to straighten some things out. Coach DeBoer and his staff have done a great job evaluating talent and that right there, developing players. Yes, they have. We haven't had that in the last few years. This coaching staff, if they can keep it straight, if they can keep these guys ready, and that's what we want to talk about tomorrow. Ty's leadership with this team, and this team. Can they keep the edge that they had because they lost to Florida State? Now that everyone's beginning to say Bama's back, can this team keep their edge? That's what we want to talk about, and we'll talk about it on tomorrow. Hopefully, X will be back with us. Hopefully, you'll be back with us. I love this shout out section. Maybe we can get that as a part of it, because sometimes we just talk about the story that's out there happening and we forget about guys. I think there's a couple other guys that need to be shouted out that we didn't get to. One of those being Parker Brailsford. He's just the man. But do we need to have somebody getting some reps at center? That's a question for us to talk about. What happens if the center goes down? Who's our backup center? Is it William Sanders, Brookwood? Is it him, or is it someone else? We'll talk about it, those things on tomorrow. I'm Martin Houston. This has been a great segment so far, and we'll get back at it on the other side as we bring Scotty Hollins, Executive Director, Blueprint Ministries, into the conversation. Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier. It's now time. All right. Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier. We're still having, it's been a full morning of issues, but we'll get it going. We'll get it going. I think you can hear me. Can you hear me over on that side? Chase, if not, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. I'm not going to bring Scotty in this condition. Is Scotty there? Can Scotty hear me? It's only a couple minutes left this morning, and I apologize once again for technical issues. Unfortunately, when you're doing things live and you're using technology, sometimes it just doesn't always work out. Scotty, sorry about that this morning, but go ahead, man. If you have something to share with us that you can jump in about a couple minutes, go ahead and knock it out for us. If Scotty's talking, I cannot hear him. So go ahead and let him share on the radio airwaves. I'll wrap things up over here on the live stream. All right. Hey, guys, I apologize. Thanks, y'all who hung in there with me this morning. I'll be back in my normal setting tomorrow. And I'll make sure that the next time I travel that even though I test everything, that we're better ready to serve you. But here I do want to give you a quick shout out this morning. A scripture from me, even though Scotty's not able to. I want to encourage us to see people as 5 stars. We talk about recruiting a lot, but Jesus calls all of us to be recruiters. And we need to see people as 5 stars, adding value to them like Jesus. And the reason I think we can see all people as 5 stars is because we're made in the image and likeness of Christ. Philippians 2:3 says, do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, rather in humility, value others above yourself. So just a quick story. Imagine walking into a restaurant with a 5-star rating. Everything from the service to the presentation is treated with excellence. Now imagine if we saw every person in our lives the same way, worthy of that same care, attention, and honor. What would change in our homes, our workplace, and our communities? Jesus was the ultimate example of adding value to people. He didn't wait for people to prove their worth. He saw the tax collector, the outcast, the sinner, and treated them all like they mattered. And that's what we can do as well, because they do, and they did. And so do the people around us. They matter, and we should be about adding value to them by, first of all, seeing value in them. Every person carries the image of God, which means every person has inherent value. When we choose to see others as 5-star people, we begin to serve, speak, and relate to them differently. We speak life, we give grace, we offer encouragement, and we give them honor. This is how we reflect Jesus to the world. Adding value doesn't always mean doing something big. Sometimes it's a word of affirmation, a helping hand, a simple showing up and listening. The heart behind it is what counts, a heart that sees the worth in other individuals. Just a couple questions for you to think about as you go throughout the day. Who in your life needs to be reminded of their God-given value today? Find a way to show that to them. And how can you intentionally add value to someone this week? Let those 2 questions run throughout you the rest of the week. Father God, we thank you. And we ask that you help us to see people the way you see them. Give us eyes to recognize their worth and a heart willing to serve. Teach us to speak life, honor others, and add value whenever we can and wherever we go. Use me to reflect your love in a world that often forgets what true love looks like. Remember this: trust in the Lord always, lean not your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him, and He will direct your paths. Roll Tide out there, everybody. Roll Tide. We'll catch you tomorrow. Apologize once again for the craziness of the internet, but hey, we made it through. We'll be back tomorrow for same bat time, same bat channel, new bat location. Remember this: trust in the Lord always. Thank you guys. I'm Martin Houston. That was Chase Brumfield. Thank all the caller, listeners, viewers, and chatters for being a part of the program. Roll Tide out there, everybody.